All kinds of books have been written about how Shakespeare could not have written his own plays because he did not have enough formal education. William Shakespeare may have been that form of autistic known as the extrovert, and given a talent for mimicry or inventing prose on the fly, autistics are capable of verbal gifts, be that person a class clown, a stand-up comic, or an Elizabethan bard. It is telling to me that Shakespeare's legacy comes down to a folio of his plays put together by his fellow players after he died. He appeared to have little concept of his own legacy, so left that for others to sort out. And then there is that last will and testament he left, which is hardly worthy of the greatest writer of all time. It is offered up as evidence of only an unexceptional actor pretending to be Shakespeare. When you are a mimic, an extrovert, or a literary man, then you are highly compartmentalized. There is a hard barrier between the public man and the private man. The actor is the mask, and the persona is a light switch. One does not rise to the occasion of writing a legal will. One merely endures it, like going down to the BMV and renewing your driver's license. And then there's all those signatures that could not have possibly belonged to the same person. First, I couldn't even spell my first name until the 4th grade. I have had many signatures over the years. I was also a poor student in reading and writing in grade school. I took up writing again after graduate school when I married it to my first love, comics. Over the next decade, I learned to write better. I started the first draft of Icarus Transfigured in 2003 and published the unofficial draft in 2007, which was the same year I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. My strange way of looking at the world is on every page of my novel, and I did not identify this way of looking at the world as autistic until after my diagnosis, not only in terms of its subject matter, but also in the unorthodox way that I went about writing the novel. In 2004, I wrote a short story called What a Dog Dreams, and I won an honorable mention in the 73rd Annual Writer's Digest competition for that story. You might call this research and development for my novel. Now, you may say that I'm just tooting my own horn, but I want to remind you, I was a lousy student at reading, writing, and grammar. And even to this day, I am still a horrible speller. Let me read to you from my online novel. This is from the beginning of chapter 4, where one of the characters in the book is writing another character and talking about Shakespeare. Samuel Johnson once quipped that Shakespeare could not put 6 lines of words together without a grammatical fault. Yet it is this one brick shy effect in every noble construction that belies the mystery of creation itself. For me, writing is like music. I love the sound that words make together, and then I write them down. I suspect Shakespeare was like me in that he was a kid who liked to make up stories and entertain himself and his cousins. So for me, it's just as likely that Shakespeare had Asperger's as it was that the Earl of Oxford wrote all his plays, or Francis Bacon.